What's up guys, Thamrakshan here. So the Hero Xtreme 160R BS-6 version. Well, it's a pretty hyped bike in the segment, and that has to do with Hero offering some really interesting stuff, and also the pricing is pretty much on par with most of the bikes, or maybe with some, it's very aggressive too. And I think Hero is following a very competitive pricing strategy this year, and that's a great thing because two-wheelers have got expensive with the BS-6 update. And yeah, well, since the pricing is a very attractive factor for this bike, let's first check it. And as you can see, there are two variants for the Xtreme 160R BS-6, and the ex-showroom pricing is approximately in the 1,03,900 Indian rupees to 1,06,900 Indian rupees range. So that pricing is on par with the Yamaha FCS version 3 BS-6 and the Apache RTR 164V BS-6. So that's a good start, but then beyond this, what really matters is how well this bike performs for real-world usage. And hence, let's first take the overall appeal of the Xtreme 160R BS-6. And here, as you can see, this bike does have an aggressive design theme, and it all starts from the headlight set. Hero terms it the Droid headlight, and its structure in person is very sleek. It's a full LED headlight with proper matching DRLs, and also there is this smoke theming happening, which I really like. There is a stealth look to it, and it's well complemented with the LED winkers. And these indicators, they also get that smoke theme, and actually it's even present in the edge pattern tail light. So all in all, it's a clean package set from the front and rear in terms of the light sets. And now checking the overall bike structure, it does have a very muscular touch. The tank is a chunky one in terms of the shape, and about the graphics, it's not a loud one, but instead it's more of like highlighting the extreme branding. And what Hero has opted in terms of color scheming is a dual tone approach. The shade we have is the pearl silver white, but you actually get to choose from two more other color options, which are in red and blue. Now talking more about the tank, I do like its structural part, but about the fiber used here, it didn't feel of top quality. And also about the tank's capacity, it's the standard 12 liters. Then checking the exhaust, it's a compact and sporty one, which is the best fit one for such kind of a design. And here one unique thing with this bike is that the pillion grab bar is a body integrated one. It does elevate the rear appeal with a cleaner look, and in functionality also it's really good. And now checking the handle, it's the straight type one, which has this matte black paint job. And about the switch controls, there is all the needed ones. On the left, there is all the major controls like the pass light, dim bright toggle, indicator switch, horn, and the SR switch. And on the right, there is the engine kill switch as well as the self start switch. So you get all the controls you need, and these switches are of good quality too. And then about the speedo console, it's an inverted LCD console which has excellent readability, but about the info showcased, it's just the basic ones. And also, by the way, the Xtreme 160R BS-6 does have a side stand engine cutoff feature, which is a very handy feature. So that's everything about the design, and overall what I felt is that the main theme is the aggression, and the unique stuff like the smoke light set and the body integrated pillion grab bar are the standout things. But then what everyone will be curious to know about is about the new engine used here, and it's a 163cc air-cooled 4-stroke 2-valve single-cylinder programmed fuel injection BS-6 standard one. And yet this engine does generate pretty great max power and good torque for a bike in this segment, and on road it does portray well. The initial speed gain is impressive with the ability to reach 0 to 60 km/h under 5 seconds, and actually this claim should be correct because the bike does show a bit of aggression. But then after that initial push, then the speed gain seems to be linear, and I did like how well the engine is generating power and also the refinement of the engine. This BS-6 engine does have a smooth and quality feel, and throughout my ride there wasn't any issue from the engine. And yeah, about the higher speed range, well, once you reach the 80 km/h mark, there was a slight bit of engine stress, but still you can easily hit the 100+ mark. And overall about the ride quality and performance, I feel Hero has done a good job, and about the comfort thing, well, except one issue I faced, everything else is done in an excellent manner. And the issue that I'm talking about is subjective, so it's not going to be like an issue for everyone, and it's the way the handlebar is positioned. The handlebar is really far set, and it's also on the lower side, so for me, I did have to lean a bit more than what I usually prefer. And yeah, because of this kind of setting, the riding posture does lean a bit more towards the sporty style, but that said, other than this, all the other things are properly set for your daily city commutes. The seat is the single type one with sufficient width and length, and also the cushioning is adequate too. And about the suspensions used, the front one is a telescopic one with anti-friction bush, and the rear one is a 7-step rider adjustable monoshock one. And here both the suspensions have a proper comfort stiffness setting, which is on the moderate softness level, and hence even while riding through some rough conditions, there wasn't any stress or strain. And talking about bad riding conditions, well, since the ground clearance is 167 mm, the underside was very safe, which is a good thing because of the omission of an engine guard. So overall, the ride comfort thing other than the handlebar setting, everything was perfect for me, and here I really wish that Hero would have opted for a bit more less aggressive handlebar positioning, which would have surely made a great improvement in the comfort side. But then with safety, well, things are done in the right manner. And here by this what I mean is that the tires and the brakes are chosen with care. The tires used are chunky ones where the front one is a 100 mm tubeless tire and it's fitted to a 17-inch rim, and about the rear tire it's a 130 mm radial tubeless tire and it's also fitted to a 17-inch rim. And here the tires used does have great gripping, and in sticking tight corners and also riding at higher speeds are totally totally fine. There wasn't any skids happening, and hence I was totally satisfied with the tires. And about the brakes also, it's the same story. The front brake is a 276mm pedal disc, and the rear one can be a 220mm pedal disc, or it can be a 130mm drum. And the front does have ABS, which means the bike is a single channel ABS bike. And here with the variant I tested, which is the dual disc variant, well, that brake combo was able to bring the bike to a complete stop even while doing a panic braking in the 80s mark. So that's a good thing considering the fact that the bike is not a very heavy one. The heavier one of the two variants available is just 139.5 kilograms, and that makes the Hero Xtreme 160R BS-6 a very easy to handle bike. You can flick around with ease, and also the bike is a very manageable one through traffic too. And this is also because of the fact that the Xtreme 160R BS-6 does have auto seal technology, so it means there isn't much need for frequent downshifts. And by the way, talking about shifts, well, the gearbox used here is a 5-speed gearbox, and it does have smooth shifts, and during my testing period, I didn't face any gear shifting issues too. And now the last thing to touch is about the mileage, and here the mileage I got was approximately in the 53 to 56 km per liter range, so that's a pretty good number for a bike in the 160cc segment. But then, like always, please do note that mileage will vary for everyone because mileage totally depends on riding style and riding conditions. And by the way, if you're doubtful about the seat height of the Xtreme 160R BS-6, well, it's 790mm, which was spot on for me, and hence I didn't face any trouble both in terms of the ground reachability and also from the handlebar too. Well, I guess that's everything about the BS-6 version of the Hero Xtreme 160R. This bike is Hero's 2020 take on the 160cc competition, and here what Hero has put together is a good bike for the segment. Now, given the fact that the segment is very crowded, picking the one that suits you should solely depend on your priorities and preferences. And here where this Xtreme 160R BS-6 stands is in a good spot, and hence if you like the bike's design and also if you're impressed with what this Xtreme 160R BS-6 offers, well then you'll be happy with it. And also if you're in Kollam, Kerala and you're interested in the on-road pricing, or maybe you want to do a test ride, or if in case you want to make a booking, you can contact the number shown here. That's all for this video guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, a like is much appreciated and a sub will be great. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye, and always ride safe.